Oh, come on.
There you go.
Okay. All right, call to order Casson Park Board, Tuesday, May 17th, 2022. And did you guys have a chance to go over April 22 minutes?
Sure did.
Motion to approve?
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, minutes approved. All right, down to new business. Braxton, Raymond, signage, court dedication.
Which will be this Sunday, on the 22nd. I do not know exactly what time. It's in the DCI paper, but I do know that that's where it's gonna be held, down to the Lions Park. I know, as far as what Kelly told me, there's gonna be like a beanbag tournament, and there's gonna be food, and, stuff like that, and there's gonna be, I don't know if it's even a silent auction, I'm not for sure. But I know some of the proceeds that they raise here during this thing on Sunday is gonna help go and pay for the sign, that the Raymonds put up, the dedication part of the sign. We're actually putting the sign up tomorrow, at 10:30. Abel's has got it made. It's really nice. It's kinda implemented just like our Lions Park sign, the same kinda format. It just has got Braxton's picture, and it's got, welcome to Braxton Raymond Memorial Courts or something on it. It looks real nice. So it kind of blended in with the other sign, and that stuff. But, yeah, so everybody, I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew about it. You can definitely go down there. I think everything's open to the public, to go there. And, I know that they're gonna keep on doing certain things for, I think it's brain tumor research, given into every year or whatever and that stuff, but, really is nice. It'll be a nice sign. It'll look nice down there.
And it's at 11 o'clock to 4.
11 to 4? Okay,
Cornhole tournament starting at 1 o'clock.
okay.
Nice,
Okay,
thank you.
thanks for looking that up, Brian.
All right, recommendation, new park board member.
Yes, we had, two people that did apply. One person, Jerry Berg, he applied and he really wanted to be on the park board, but he wanted to kind of basically fill in for Roger, while Roger's going through some health, matters, whatever, and that stuff. But when, Jerry found out that there was another applicant that wanted to take over for a full position, he withdrew his application process. Yep, Jerry did. I, sent him an email, Jerry, and I thanked him for his, effort of wanting to be on here and that stuff, and appreciated him for him wanting to fill in and do that. So, but I did email him to let him know that. So the other member is John Knutson, correct? Yep. And I guess really what we do need is a recommendation to put John on the park board, which needs to get presented to the council, and the council will, act on that.
Sounds good.
We'd like to have John on the board, and to fill Roger's position, so.
Yeah, I think he would do really well. You know, John? You might know his kids, but, yeah. So should I just make a recommendation to the council?
I would probably say just go ahead and do it, because
And then, okay,
I think so.
sounds good.
So we don't put this off for another month or
I
so.
agree, 'cause in July
We
we
haven't
wanna...
gotten any other candidates,
Yeah,
so,
yeah, make a recommendation to have the council approve John Knutson as park board member. Good? Do we need a second on that, or just, no, not with a recommendation?
Oh, you got our approval anyways.
Yeah.
Okay,
However you
sounds
wanna do
good.
it.
yeah.
Mine,
Okay.
I can,
All right, then down to old business cemetery fence project.
Yeah, I kind of want to talk a little bit about some of the things that are going to be happening. First of all, the cemetery fence project out to the cemetery, whatever, is completed. American Fence Company out of Rochester, whatever, did a really, really nice job. 768 feet of fencing, with slats put in between the chain links, whatever, and that stuff. Visible coverage is about 75%, so it's not a blocker fence where you can't see on the other side. You can see a little bit through there. They had to dig 55 holes by hand because of all the electrical, and fiber for telephone, really close and digging holes. They couldn't use a machine, they had to hand dig them. So, with that, we did receive another bill of about $1,900 extra for that and that stuff, and I did present that, gave that to Nancy, and no problem. So I think really totally, the project came to around $37,000 to complete, to get it done. But it really looks nice. It separates the trailer court to the cemetery, and it's a nice project to get done. It is. So, wanted to touch on that.
All right, and then the Boulevard Tree Program?
Yep, tomorrow, they're actually, Todd and his group, the treehouse there are coming, Treehouse Landscaping Company, they're coming tomorrow to start to plant all the boulevard trees that we had. We ended up with 36 trees. They will plant them tomorrow. We only had one tree that died from last year, so that's a good thing. So he'll replant that himself. So we had a good program with Todd, and we want to make sure that hopefully we can keep that program going, because I know that there's been a few people that missed the deadline, and they called me and they want trees next year. So they do a great job. They've been doing it for us since the late 80s, when I was starting the treehouse. So they've been very good, and Todd does a great job. So, but I just want to let everybody know that they will be planting them tomorrow. Okay? Any questions?
Question on Boulevard Trees, and I can't remember this, but they're gonna take them all down on 57,
Yes.
okay?
Yep.
Is the city?
City has nothing to do with that.
Okay, so are we replanting or anything?
City has nothing to do with that either. Yep.
Up to the state if they want to.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we kind of discussed that. I did with Brandon, our city engineer, and Tim, and I actually just felt that, it's a state right-of-way, number one. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. We know that. But as far as the city planting trees back, whatever, I just feel that on 57, they should be the ones dictating of where they want them and where they want to put them and that stuff. So I think when it comes to it down the road in the future, if the state decides to put more trees on there, it'll be a state decision, the DOT, to decide to put it on there. In the past, we used to plant trees there. I planted quite a few of them that are going to be taken out. But I think with the turning lane in the middle and everything like that, and the state were the ones that really planted the lindens on South Manorville Avenue. I don't know if they've got another plan to plant other ones to the north. I don't know. But that's basically, it's a great question.
So a resident should contact the state if they have any
Yes,
questions?
if they have any questions, issues with the trees, whatever, it's all state DOT, it's all,
right.
Yep, done with them. And I think next Monday, they'll be closing the road, and I
Yep.
think that's the first thing that they will be doing, is starting to take the trees down next week. Okay.
And the mess begins.
38 of them, total of 38
Aw.
trees will be gone.
You know how many people have commented they're gonna miss that fold?
Oh, yeah, they will. Yep.
Yeah, it'll be missed.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So,
Especially all the old-time residents.
oh, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yep,
But it's gotta be done.
gotta be done. Yep.
All right, down to the Arbor Day update.
Yep, Arbor Day, whatever, we held that, and we had a great turnout, the last Friday in April 29th. I know Chuck was there, whatever, I think there was 17 of us total. It was a great turnout. We had probably about 13, 14 members of the Lions were there. Tim came, and that stuff, and we planted 2 trees, some really nice-looking trees, whatever, right there in that island behind the Aquatic Center. They gave us money. They gave us a $200 check to cover the cost of the trees, whatever, and the trees, I think the trees were a total of only about $300, but I mean, they covered $200 in the check, which is very nice, and I thank you and thank them, whatever, for doing that. And they're a big part of our Arbor Day deal. Always has been since we've been doing this now for last 12, 13 years with the Lions, and it's a great deal. And it's part of our our Tree City USA application that'll have to be done. Wayne Hendrickson, yep, he took the pictures and got it, a nice article put in the DCI, and so we should be all set to go. I think the proclamation was sent to me, and so then whoever fills out the award here coming up in November, whatever, all the info should be in my computer there, so should be a good deal for Tree City USA next year, so, okay?
Thanks, Ronnie, for doing that.
Mhm.
All right, Veterans Park, wall update.
Yep, update on the Veterans Park wall. As you can see that you guys have drove by, I'm sure, and seen still that there's still gravel there that Sheldon put in and that stuff. And, you know, Sheldon's been dealing with a few health issues, whatever, and that stuff, and he's finally kind of got back into the swing of things here about a week ago. I talked to him. He had some other jobs that he had to get finished from last fall, down at RPU, down in Rochester, that had to be done, so he's kind of doing that. He had, I hate to say this, but he told me on the phone that most of his workers, all of his workers actually kind of disbanded him because, you know, he had the heart attack and they just didn't know, you know, if he was going to proceed forward. So he's looking for help yet and stuff, but he's got another gentleman that he did some work with last year, and they're kind of helping Sheldon out, and Sheldon's helping him out, so he believed to me that probably sometime early June that they can get up here and start getting that sidewalk repoured. John Dingley called me from down in Decorah, Des Moines, whatever, and he's just waiting for Sheldon to get done, the cement work, then he can come in there, finish the bottom part of that wall. And then once he's done, then we can come in there, the city, and then we'll seal coat it with the spray and seal coat everything up. His stuff, that's John's stuff laying there in front of the Aquatic Center, we'll get that moved next week, and probably put it over by our shop and get it out of the way, because of course the pool opens on the 28th, and it probably, you know, we just don't want it sitting there. But the Veterans Park wall, and of course John's all paid for. John's coming up here. He just wants to make sure everything looks good, finish things up, make sure he never missed anything, and that's awful nice of him to come up and do that too. So, but that's kind of the Veterans Park wall update, what's going on there. Okay.
All right. So down to correspondence.
Correspondence, I didn't put on here and that stuff, but I just kind of want to touch a little bit about the Aquatic Center, so that's going to be starting up, of course, you know, in next Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Nancy and Jan have done a fabulous job, especially Jan, on the registration process, with our new program, our new things that are happening, whatever. There has been some little burps a little bit, but, I mean, basically, Jan has been able to get in there, help the people out, to try to get some of this things solved and get things put back in, so that's a good thing, so that's worked out good. I've worked close with Nancy, and Nancy's got pretty much all the pricing and everything for the concession stand, everything pretty much set to go, and we'll get that all dialed and tuned in to where we need to have in the computer, so when people come in to charge their stuff on their account, you know, it'll be all set up. Jan ordered also all these wristbands with their little tag, because they'll need that, and it'll be all scanned. There's going to be a lot of scanning of tags once they get all distributed, whatever, for people to come in and go, and then also to buy food at the concession stand. So they'll have to have that tag and that stuff. But as far as that part of it goes, it's been very good. I did get a hold of Abby. I've been kind of communicating with her back and forth. She's been doing some things off and on to help out with the things. We have our meeting this Saturday, with all the employees up underneath the shelter. Myself, Abby, and then the 4 assistant managers will be there. We'll go through the employee handbook. We'll go through everything. She'll start figuring out schedules and stuff like that. And then also, I think she also starts her lifeguard class also too, starting on Saturday. Just to let you know on that. So, as far as everything, I did order the food today for Reinhardt Truck. I did order the pop from Pepsi today. Everything will be coming early next week. I did get a hold of, I went down to the old butcher shop, and I wanted to have a good product. Last year, nothing against what we had off Reinhardt, but I wanted a good hot dog, a good brat, and we actually are going to sell beef sticks also this year from the old butcher shop. and he gave us a heck of a good deal, and John works mornings, and he'll be done in the afternoon early, so he can drop off the product up at the Aquatic Center whenever we need it, and that stuff. So the old butcher shop will be having that product up there as far as that goes, so that's a good thing. So that'll be real good.
Good idea.
Yeah, and then, as far as the maintenance goes, I just want to let you know what happened up at the pool. We had to spend a little extra money this year. We did have one leak in the ceiling, which basically was probably more our fault than anything. We got that fixed right away when we got the water on, but there was two main 6-inch backflow valves that did not release all the water like we thought, and they cracked and broke flanges that we had to order from Newman Pool. Thank God they had them on hand. Took us a little while. Superior Plumbing came up, got it all taken care of. We had everything up and going last Thursday, so that's a good thing, because we need about 5 to 7 days to get everything, heated, chemical in there, and everything before the lifeguards get in there on Saturday. So we were very fortunate, thank gosh. I didn't have to come to you guys tonight and say, hey, we may not open the pool on the 28th.
Right.
But anyway, everything worked out really fine. Corey and the guys did a great job cleaning, getting things all set up, and I'm really looking forward. It looks pretty good. We had two little spots in our cement deck that we just had to patch. It wasn't a crack or nothing. It just kind of was on a where they cut it and they cross-cut it. It looked like a little piece kind of come out. So we kind of fixed that up, and that turned out really nice. As far as the maintenance contract goes, we did sign it. They signed it back. They will do an inspection in the fall. This company, Lemmy Jones Company, out of Missouri, they'll go through everything, and then we have $20,000 in our maintenance budget, just to remind everybody, so we're going to have some things done. And the two things right now that I'm thinking that we need to have done going into next spring is, first of all, having the steps taken apart and then have them redone for the slides. And then the next thing is that the diving boards on both of the diving boards are starting to peel away. They need to be repaired, and then on the base, it's kind of rusted. They need to have that all taken care of and refurbished and re-cleaned up and repainted to make it look nice, because that rust just doesn't look very good there. And I think the diving board stuff was around $8,100, and then I think the steps was probably around $11. So we got pretty much our money spent, what we're going to have, that we have in the maintenance budget for that, okay? So just to kind of let you know on that. Next year, or in July, we talked about this before, just a reminder that I'm going to put in some more money, maybe up to $35,000, just because of the repairs and stuff that need to be done. The double slide, it does have a little chip in it where the water kind of comes out on the left-hand side. Corey and the guys went in and we just grinded it off, because it is fiberglass, and it's nice and smooth. No one's going to get cut or nothing. But that slide will have to be looked at, I think, for the year 23, having it come in 23. And that part of that money that we put in for our budget next year in 35, we need to possibly redo a new double slide for the zero depth. That might have to be looked at around probably $20,000, but that's for sure. Other than that, do you guys have any questions or anything at the pool? I just wanted to kind of give you a brief summary of what's happening. Anything like that?
I don't have anything.
I had to buy
No.
18 new lawn chair or white chairs. We have around, I think usually around 40. We bought, I think, 12 last year, 15, and I had to buy 18 this year, because they're only good for about 2 to 3 years. Otherwise, they start cracking and they break and stuff like that. So I did have to go out and spend about $2,500 on white lounge chairs, and get that from a company, and hopefully they'll be here next week. But we just couldn't fix. We fixed 2 out of the 20 we had to get rid of is all. I mean, they were in really, really rough shape.
Right.
So we had to purchase them, okay? Just to let you know. Slushy machine, okay, we got the new microwave, that's there. We picked up the new cheese warmer for nacho cheese we did here a week or so ago, and the slushy machine, that's about $2,600, will not get here until first or second week here in June, but we still got the 2 that are still working, so I'll use the 2 older ones, and I don't know how far we'll get out of them, but at least we have a new one, and it'll be here, hopefully it'll work, whatever, and that stuff. Jan was great, and she ordered we have to order all the syrup for them slushies. Where's it, North Carolina, does it come from?
I don't know, it's a long ways away.
Yeah, so we have to ship that in because Reinhardt and companies don't have it around here. Yeah.
Costs as much to ship it as it does to buy the product.
Yeah,
I bet
It's
it
heavy.
does.
yeah. And we buy plenty. We usually do 2 orders for the
Uh-huh.
summer, whatever, and that stuff, but at least the kids will have slushies anyway.
Boy, that's a
Stuff,
moneymaker.
So other than that, I'm just
Did we,
kinda
memory lapse, but did we make a decision on the, food trucks?
You know, we never talked about the food trucks coming up there after. I know
After
Ryan has
hours.
brought it up, or after hours, whatever. I don't know. I mean, how far the council, or how far we wanted to go with that, or how we did that, or whatever. You know, that's still something for discussion, or whatever you guys want to do, or throw it out there, or whatever.
Oh, I was just curious, I wasn't,
That's,
suggesting you go for it, but no, I was just curious.
yeah. So
Yeah, 'cause we were thinking on what, Thursday and Friday nights?
Because we weren't gonna have,
Good food at the,
because we were having evening swimming lessons now, correct?
yeah, we've always had evening swimming lessons, but yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, there's more things going on in the evening, we don't have, we're not gonna have in the evenings for some of the evening swims.
You know, we'll have, let's see, the only nights that we will not have, people up there, is during the lesson nights. You know, be just lessons.
oh,
Yeah.
no
I remember,
concessions.
yep.
Yep. We won't have concessions going when there's lessons going on. And that's quite a few weeks. That's quite a few
Obviously.
weeks.
Yes, it is.
Might not be a bad idea.
You know, I think
No,
that's what we
not
were
at all.
talking about.
It'd be
you know,
great.
You know.
They would get utilized,
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
Especially with parents sitting around waiting.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you don't have time to make a meal.
Yep.
I don't know who contacts them, or what the city does, or who is available to have them come up there and do that. I don't know, so that would be something that if...
You'd probably want to restrict it to certain times too,
Right.
so that they can't be up there and compete with you when you are open.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do know during lessons at night, you know, and we got the weeks when we know we're having lessons up there from 6 to 8 o'clock. You know, the concessions won't be open, because there's just no sense to have the concession open anyway
Right.
at that time. Now, to be honest with you, I might even take that back. That might be entirely up to what you guys might want to do. If you feel that you want to have that concession open, while parents come up there and wait for the kids, we definitely can do it. It just depends on what you guys want to do. You know,
I would,
it's easy to schedule, so that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you don't need many kids and
How much
With-
are you gonna make off of parents versus kids during the day?
Right.
You're gonna make more off the kids during the day, and the kids are in the pool at swimming lessons, and the parents might not wanna eat a slushie or nachos. It's not gonna make money. I don't think we need to worry about having it open during that time.
Right. So, that's really why I wanted to do it that way, you know. Pool rentals, I think, Jan, they're filling up, aren't they? For,
Saturdays, the mornings are pretty well full. There's a few Sundays, and I've had a few calls on that Saturday evening, and they haven't been able to get those scheduled, so I've got to make some phone calls, but, so,
so the
Yeah,
rentals
that's
are
great.
going good.
Great, what are they now, $350 or $375 or?
$225.
$225.
It's $225 for the rental.
For the
and
first
then it's-
25.
For the first 25 people, then it's $3 for an additional people.
Okay,
Okay,
Nice.
because that's only for 2-hour rentals. It
Yeah.
isn't a 2-hour rental.
no, that's great.
So,
Yeah, that's right, we knocked it down to
because
that.
with 25 swimmers or less, we can schedule out so many lifeguards to cover everything. We get more people, remember, then we gotta bring more lifeguards in.
Yep, yep,
So that's why we went with that.
perfect.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
okay,
other than that, at the pool, I guess really, I will mention this to you guys, and I think you guys should know this, that, you know, as far as how we are doing, the registration process, how we did the new program, is going very well. We've had a few calls, probably a little more than a handful, about people very concerned about going cashless, okay?
Sure.
And also the 3% fee on the credit card, okay? We try to explain them, Jan explains to them as best as she can, I do too, Amy does out in the front, I know that even, you know, and I've had a few, you know, we've had probably maybe 6, 7 calls on it. We knew when we went in this, I mean, we're not gonna be able to please everybody on certain situations, but relatively, most of the people have done a great job by getting on and registering their child or their family, putting in the account number and working pretty good. You know, I mean, it's been really good. And I think mostly some of the people are kind of upset about that credit card charge, but, you know,
Yeah.
our program, how it's set up and how myrec.com set up, that's the way it goes. That's how we have it set up. So, I just wanted to
It's
let you
changed,
guys know.
it's changed, it's hard.
It's changed, it's different,
Yeah,
you know, and stuff,
it is.
whatever and
And
stuff, and hopefully down the
After
road.
this year, it'll be easier.
Yeah, hopefully down the road, as people understand where we're at, it works, you know,
They understand it's easier for, not the
For
kids.
staff,
yeah,
yeah, and the kids,
Yeah.
For
young
staff,
kids.
and not having
Yeah.
any money there at the facility and,
exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, deposits at night, and you don't have to worry about that stuff, and have
It's
to
a lot
worry.
safer.
It's a lot safer too, you know, so.
Yep,
But-
perfect.
Okay, other than that,
Alright.
any other questions?
I don't think so. So, me and, Ronnie said today that we probably won't have a June meeting, but we'll have one in July.
okay.
So it'd be July 19th, and I do know that I will be gone for that, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, June,
Alright.
I just think for this stuff, I mean, we'll just let the summer start happening
Yeah.
and let it go,
Yep.
and
I
there's
agree.
nothing really anything pressing as far as the park goes, you know what we're doing. July, we'll come back, and then we'll talk a little bit, you know, about how the pool is doing, number one, and we'll get things kind of figured out, what festival in the park is gonna happen in August, and we'll bring stuff up at that point, and we'll see how all the projects are going in the city,
Good.
you know,
Yeah, with the highway.
with the highway, and what we're gonna do in the park, and how things are going in the park, so, does that sound good to everybody?
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, did you guys want me to reach out to John, or were you guys gonna do that? Just let him know July 19th? 'Cause I can call him too, it don't matter.
Probably put it on the next city council meeting for them to, I don't know.
To
does
okay
Chris
it.
just do the appointment, or does the council approve
Well, we
it?
approve it.
You prove it, yeah.
Right, so we'd
Okay.
have to get that on the next agenda, and then
Then you
to
can
let
tell.
him know.
Okay.
But if
Okay.
they call you and they ask, just say, hang tight.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
That sounds good. All right, if there's nothing else, got a motion to
Oh,
adjourn?
one more thing.
Oh, sorry.
This probably has nothing to do with parking, and I can't remember. Does the city still have a sidewalk repair program?
Yep, they still do.
Okay.
Yep. And of course, you know, Sheldon's the one that does all that.
That's what we were talking about, Sheldon.
Yep, you know, and stuff.
So what happens if the resident takes a portion of the sidewalk out? Do they have to pay for it?
If a resident takes it out,
Yeah, because they had some plumbing issues and stuff like that, but,
Oh,
well,
because I know the fund is basically just used for repairs. I mean,
Mhm.
up and down, you know, bad stuff and everything else like that. You know, just general wear and tear, but
you know, that's a great question. You
talk
should
to Tim or something?
Talk to Charlie or Tim.
Charlie, I'll
Yep.
give Charlie a call.
Yep, see how they want to do that.
All right. No problem.
all right.
Okay.
All right, nothing else? Motion to adjourn?
Make the motion.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Opposed? All right, meeting adjourned.
Okay, so we will see you next, in July, and Liza, I'll see you in
You
August.
can do everything online for sign up. So I just go to casandpool.com,